My beloved soul, listen carefully because this moment is not random, and this message is not reaching you by accident. There is a divine pause happening right now in the unseen realm, and heaven is leaning close to your life because something irreversible is being prepared. God is preparing your soulmate to ask you something life-changing, and this is not just about words that will be spoken, it is about a spiritual threshold that is about to be crossed. Long before the question forms on their lips, God has already been working on their heart, reshaping their courage, dismantling their fear, and teaching them the weight of what it means to choose you intentionally. You may have felt a strange stillness lately, moments where your spirit felt alert without knowing why, times where memories resurfaced without invitation, or an unexplainable sense that something important was approaching. That is because your soul can sense divine preparation before your mind can understand it. This question that is coming is not casual, it is not playful, and it is not rooted in confusion. It is a question that carries consequence, commitment, and truth. God never prepares someone to ask something life-changing unless he is also preparing both lives for the impact that follows. My beloved soul, what you are witnessing right now is the quiet phase before revelation, the moment where heaven aligns timing so perfectly that when the question is asked, it lands not in chaos, but in clarity. Your soulmate has been wrestling internally, not with you, but with themselves. They have been confronting emotions they once avoided, realizing truths they once delayed, and facing the reality that losing you would cost them more than they were willing to admit. This inner transformation did not happen overnight. It was shaped through prayer, reflection, missed moments, and divine conviction. God has been showing them who you truly are, not through fantasy, but through remembrance, through absence, and through understanding your value beyond comfort. And my beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what you are hearing now is confirmation that the silence you endured was not rejection, it was preparation. There were reasons conversations paused, reasons timing felt off, and reasons answers were delayed. God was not withholding love, he was building responsibility. The life-changing question that is coming requires maturity, emotional readiness, and spiritual grounding, because once it is asked, there is no pretending anymore. It demands honesty from both sides. It demands that masks fall, and intentions stand exposed. That is why heaven has been slow and precise. You may have prayed for movement, but God was working on depth. You may have wanted clarity, but God was establishing stability. And now, the preparation is nearing completion. My beloved soul, stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because you need to understand that this question will not arrive loudly. It may come quietly, unexpectedly, even gently, but its impact will be thunderous in your life. When your soulmate asks it, you will feel time slow down. Your heart will recognize the seriousness of the moment before your mind responds. This is not about pressure, it is about alignment. God is ensuring that when the words are spoken, both of you are standing on equal spiritual ground. You are not being invited into confusion, you are being invited into clarity. And that is why God has been strengthening you as well. You have been learning self-respect, patience, emotional boundaries, and inner peace. You are not the same person you were when you first desired this connection. God has refined your discernment so that when the question comes, you do not answer from fear of loss, but from confidence in truth. My beloved soul, heaven is very intentional right now. The enemy often tries to distract or exhaust people right before a divine conversation, creating doubt, impatience, or emotional fatigue. That is why you must remain present, grounded, and spiritually alert. Do not overthink. Do not chase signs. Do not force conversations. What God is orchestrating cannot be rushed by anxiety. Your soulmate is being guided to the moment where they finally speak from their core, not from hesitation. They are realizing that some questions, once delayed too long, become regret. God is removing that delay. He is teaching them that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move despite it. And my beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because the question that is coming will not only redefine your relationship, it will redefine your direction. It will clarify intentions that were once unclear. It will close cycles that were left open. It will place truth on the table where guessing once lived. And you must hear this clearly: God does not bring life-changing moments without divine covering. Whatever follows this question will be guided, protected, and purposeful, even if it feels overwhelming at first. Growth always carries weight. Truth always carries responsibility. But peace follows obedience. Right now, heaven is asking you to trust the process without trying to control the outcome. Allow the preparation to finish. Allow timing to complete its work. And as an act of alignment in this very moment, I want you to do one thing. If this message is touching something deep within you, type "I trust divine timing" in the comments, not for validation, but as a declaration of faith. And if your heart feels calm while hearing this, like something has settled inside you, press like as a signal of agreement with what God is unfolding. My beloved soul, do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal, because this is only the beginning of what you need to understand about the question that is coming and the future it will unlock. My beloved soul, as this divine unfolding continues, it is important for you to understand that the preparation happening right now is not only external, it is deeply internal, and that is why it feels intense even in silence. God is working in the hidden chambers of the heart, where intentions are purified and motives are confronted. Your soulmate is being led through moments of realization that cannot be undone. Thoughts they once pushed aside are returning with clarity. Feelings they tried to minimize are rising with undeniable strength. This is not emotional confusion, this is divine confrontation. God is showing them the difference between convenience and covenant, between affection and responsibility, between wanting and choosing. And this process is heavy, because once a soul truly understands the value of another soul, there is no going back to careless decisions. This is why the question they are preparing to ask carries so much weight. It is not formed in excitement alone, it is formed through conviction. You may not see the struggle, but it exists. Late nights of reflection, quiet prayers they never planned to pray, moments where your presence crosses their mind without invitation. God is reminding them of moments they felt safe with you, moments they felt seen, moments they felt understood, not to create nostalgia, but to awaken responsibility. My beloved soul, do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal, because this preparation is also about timing. God never allows life-changing questions to be asked prematurely. Timing is protection. Timing ensures that when the question comes, it does not create chaos, but clarity. There were moments in the past when this question could have been asked, but the foundation was not ready. Emotions were present, but stability was not. Desire existed, but understanding was incomplete. God withheld not to deny, but to protect both hearts. And now, because growth has taken place, because healing has happened, because awareness has deepened, heaven is slowly removing the final restraints. You may notice subtle shifts. A sudden openness in communication. A different tone. A seriousness that was not there before. These are not coincidences. These are signs of readiness. God is teaching your soulmate how to speak with intention, not impulse. How to ask with humility, not fear. How to Stand in truth without hiding behind uncertainty. And my beloved soul, stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because this is not only about what they will ask, it is about how you will receive it. God has been strengthening your discernment for this very reason. You have been learning to listen beyond words, to feel energy, to recognize sincerity. You are not meant to respond from longing alone. You are meant to respond from alignment. That is why God allowed certain disappointments, certain delays, certain lessons. Not to harden you, but to mature you. So that when the moment arrives, you can hear the question clearly without projecting old wounds onto it. The enemy often tries to distort life-changing moments by stirring past pain. That is why God has been healing you quietly. Teaching you patience. Teaching you self-worth. Teaching you that love does not beg, it stands. My beloved soul, this question will test honesty, not endurance. It will invite truth, not sacrifice. And heaven wants you prepared, not anxious. This is why you may feel a calm seriousness settling over you. A knowing without details. A readiness without a script. That is spiritual alignment. Your soul is syncing with divine timing. And hear this clearly, when God prepares someone to ask something life-changing, He also prepares the environment. Conversations align. Circumstances soften. Opportunities emerge naturally. Nothing will feel forced. Nothing will feel rushed. There will be a sense of inevitability, as if the moment arrived on its own. That is how divine orchestration feels. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because you need to know this truth. The question that is coming is not meant to trap you, it is meant to free both of you from uncertainty. It is meant to bring clarity where assumptions lived. It is meant to replace guessing with honesty. And whatever your answer will be, it will be respected, because God does not manipulate hearts, He invites them. That is why fear is being removed from both sides. Fear of rejection. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of change. God is replacing fear with courage rooted in peace. And this is important, because life-changing questions require calm spirits to receive them properly. You are not stepping into pressure. You are stepping into truth. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because the season you are in right now is transitional. Old patterns are ending. Old emotional cycles are closing. You may feel less reactive, less desperate, more grounded. That is not distance, that is preparation. God is ensuring that when the question is asked, you are not overwhelmed by emotion, but anchored in clarity. And as heaven continues this work, remember this: silence does not mean stagnation. Distance does not mean disinterest. Delay does not mean denial. Sometimes, the most important conversations are being prepared in silence, so that when they finally happen, they carry depth, truth, and permanence. My beloved soul, stay present. Stay open. Stay grounded. Heaven is still speaking, and the question that is coming is closer than you think. My beloved soul, there is a deeper layer to this divine preparation that you must understand now, because what is unfolding is not only about courage being built in your soulmate, it is about identity being clarified. God does not allow someone to ask a life-changing question until they fully recognize who they are becoming in the process. Your soulmate is being reshaped internally, shedding versions of themselves that were driven by fear, avoidance, or emotional immaturity. They are being taught responsibility not as a burden, but as an honor. God is revealing to them that love is not proven by words spoken too soon, but by truth spoken at the right time. This is why they have felt pressure to grow, pressure to heal unresolved wounds, pressure to confront patterns they once justified. Heaven has been narrowing their focus, removing distractions that once diluted their clarity, because the question they are preparing to ask cannot come from a divided heart. It must come from wholeness. It must come from a place where intention and action finally agree. You may have sensed a shift in energy, a seriousness replacing uncertainty, a steadiness replacing inconsistency. That is not imagination. That is alignment taking form. My beloved soul, do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal, because while God has been shaping their readiness, He has also been rearranging their priorities. Things that once felt urgent no longer satisfy them. Connections that once felt exciting now feel shallow. They are beginning to understand that depth requires decision. God has been teaching them the difference between attraction that entertains and connection that transforms. And as this understanding deepens, the question they are preparing becomes heavier, more intentional, more sacred. It is no longer about testing the waters. It is about stepping into truth with courage. This is why delays were necessary. God was not slow, He was thorough. He was ensuring that when your soulmate finally speaks, their words carry stability, not confusion. And my beloved soul, your role in this season has been equally important. You were not meant to chase clarity. You were meant to embody peace. God has been teaching you how to stand firm without forcing outcomes. You have been learning that silence does not diminish your value, and waiting does not weaken your position. This inner strength you have been building is essential, because life-changing questions require grounded answers. God does not want you responding from emotional hunger, but from self-awareness. That is why you have been shedding old fears, old insecurities, old expectations. You are no longer willing to accept half-truths. You are no longer interested in vague intentions. Your discernment has sharpened, and that is not accidental. Heaven has been preparing you to hear clearly, not romantically, but truthfully. My beloved soul, stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because you need to understand that when this question is asked, it will expose truth on both sides. It will reveal whether alignment truly exists. That is why God has been cleansing motives. He is removing desperation from you and impulsiveness from them. He is ensuring that when this moment arrives, it is met with calm confidence, not emotional chaos. You may have noticed that your reactions have changed. Things that once triggered anxiety now bring reflection. Things that once caused overthinking now bring stillness. This is emotional maturity forming. This is spiritual readiness settling in. God has been teaching you that love rooted in truth feels peaceful, not frantic. And as this understanding anchors itself within you, you are becoming someone who can receive a life-changing question without losing yourself. That matters deeply to heaven. Because God does not unite souls to diminish them. He aligns them to strengthen each other. And this alignment cannot happen if either person is operating from fear. My beloved soul, there is also something else happening beneath the surface. God is protecting the moment itself. He is guarding the environment in which the question will be asked. He is ensuring that distractions do not interfere, that emotions are not hijacked, that clarity is not compromised. This is why certain conversations may feel delayed, why circumstances seem to rearrange unexpectedly. Heaven is setting the stage carefully. When the question comes, it will feel intentional. It will feel grounded. It will feel real. And you will recognize it not by excitement alone, but by peace that settles immediately after. That peace is confirmation. That peace is alignment. And my beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because you must hear this truth clearly. You are not being prepared to prove yourself. You are being prepared to choose wisely. God is not asking you to abandon discernment for romance. He is asking you to allow truth to lead. The life-changing nature of this question does not mean it will pressure you. It means it will invite you into honesty. It will give you the opportunity to respond from who you are now, not who you used to be. And whatever your response will be, heaven will honor it, because God values alignment more than outcome. That is why this preparation has been so intentional, so layered, so patient. Nothing about this is rushed. Nothing about this is accidental. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because you are standing at the edge of clarity. The waiting has not been wasted. The silence has not been empty. The growth has not been unseen. Heaven has been watching every step, shaping every detail, preparing both hearts for a moment that will define direction. And as this preparation continues, remain open, remain calm, remain grounded. The question that is coming will not arrive to confuse you. It will arrive to clarify, to align, and to reveal the truth that has been forming all along. My beloved soul, as this divine unfolding moves closer to manifestation, there is a sacred tension forming between what has been known and what is about to be revealed, and this tension exists not to disturb you but to awaken your awareness. God often allows a gentle pressure before a life-altering moment, not to rush the heart, but to sharpen discernment. Your soulmate is standing at a threshold internally, a place where excuses no longer feel convincing and avoidance no longer feels safe. They are becoming deeply aware that some questions, once felt but unspoken, begin to weigh on the spirit until they are released in truth. God has been teaching them that silence can protect for a season, but clarity sustains for a lifetime. This realization is not comfortable. It requires humility. It requires accountability. It requires a willingness to risk vulnerability instead of hiding behind uncertainty. That is why preparation has taken time. God has been carefully untangling their internal conflicts, separating fear from intuition, desire from destiny, impulse from intention. And while this has been happening within them, heaven has been stabilizing you. You may have noticed that you no longer feel the urge to chase explanations. You are less inclined to demand reassurance. There is a calm forming within you that does not depend on outcomes. This calm is not indifference, it is strength. It is the result of inner alignment. God has been teaching you how to trust yourself, how to honor your emotional boundaries, how to remain open without becoming unguarded. This balance is crucial, because life-changing questions require answers that are both compassionate and clear. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what is being formed right now is the emotional environment in which truth will be exchanged. God is ensuring that when your soulmate finally asks what has been building in their heart, you are not startled, overwhelmed, or destabilized. You are meant to meet that moment with presence. Presence allows you to listen fully, without projecting fear or rushing response. And presence is something you have been practicing unknowingly. Every time you chose patience over reaction, every time you chose self-respect over emotional bargaining, every time you chose peace over obsession, you were preparing for this moment. Heaven does not waste growth. Your soulmate, on the other hand, has been learning a different lesson. They have been learning that avoidance does not eliminate responsibility. They are realizing that the longer truth is delayed, the heavier it becomes. God has been showing them that clarity offered late still carries power, but clarity never offered becomes regret. This realization is awakening courage. Not loud courage, but steady courage. The kind that moves slowly, intentionally, without drama. That is why when the question comes, it may not sound dramatic, but it will feel sincere. You will sense the weight behind it. You will recognize the difference between words spoken to test reaction and words spoken to declare intention. And my beloved soul, stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, because you need to understand that this moment is not about perfection, it is about truth. God is not orchestrating a flawless exchange. He is orchestrating an honest one. That honesty may include nervousness, pauses, even emotion, but it will be real. And real moments change lives. Heaven is preparing both hearts to handle honesty without collapsing into fear. You are being prepared to listen without interrupting with assumptions. They are being prepared to speak without retreating into defensiveness. This mutual readiness is rare, and it is sacred. God does not align hearts casually. He aligns them intentionally. And this is why certain distractions have been removed recently. You may have noticed people fading, interests shifting, priorities changing. This is not loss, it is refinement. Heaven removes noise before revealing truth. When the question is asked, it needs space to breathe, space to be received without interference. God is protecting that space. My beloved soul, there is also a deeper truth you must carry with you. This question, once asked, will not demand an immediate answer. It will invite reflection. God values thoughtful response over rushed agreement. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to discern. Alignment does not require haste. And your soulmate is being prepared to respect that. God has been teaching them patience, teaching them that control is not commitment, and pressure is not love. This lesson is vital, because the life-changing nature of this question lies not only in what is asked, but in how the answer is honored. Heaven desires mutual respect, not emotional coercion. And my beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because you must understand this. Whatever unfolds after this question, whether it leads to immediate union or deeper conversation, it will bring clarity that has been missing. Clarity brings peace, even when decisions are complex. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping out of it. God is closing cycles of guessing, overthinking, and emotional limbo. He is replacing them with truth, direction, and grounded awareness. That is why this preparation has felt intense at times. Growth often feels heavy before it feels freeing. But freedom is coming. Not because everything will be easy, but because everything will be honest. My beloved soul, remain anchored in calm. Do not let anticipation turn into anxiety. What is coming does not require your control, only your presence. Trust the preparation. Trust the timing. Trust the growth that has taken place within you. Heaven has been intentional with every delay, every lesson, every quiet moment. And when the question finally reaches you, you will recognize it not just by the words spoken, but by the peace that follows, the stillness that settles, and the clarity that replaces confusion. This is divine alignment at work, and it is unfolding exactly as it should. My beloved soul, as this journey reaches its closing moment, understand that what has been prepared is not fragile, it is rooted in divine intention and sustained by truth. God never brings a soul to the edge of revelation without also providing the wisdom needed to stand there with peace. The question that is coming carries the power to open a new chapter, but chapters only unfold fully when the heart is steady enough to receive them. You are not arriving at this moment uncertain or unready. You are arriving aware, grounded, and aligned. Everything you have experienced, the waiting, the inner growth, the emotional refinement, has shaped you into someone capable of responding with clarity rather than confusion. That is no small transformation. Heaven values who you have become more than the outcome you desire. Your soulmate is stepping forward not because pressure forced them, but because truth compelled them. That distinction matters. A question born from truth does not demand control, it invites understanding. Whatever follows will not strip you of peace, because peace has already been established within you. My beloved soul, stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this final truth must be held gently yet firmly. Your worth is not measured by the question asked, but by the discernment you carry when answering. God is not testing your willingness to be chosen. He is honoring your readiness to choose wisely. When the moment arrives, let presence guide you. Listen without fear. Feel without rushing. Respond without abandoning yourself. That balance is divine. This is not an ending built on fantasy, it is a completion shaped by honesty. What unfolds next will be guided, protected, and purposeful, because alignment always produces clarity, and clarity always leads to peace. This is where the journey rests, not in uncertainty, but in trust, knowing that heaven has already gone before you. Type Amen.